Don't be a burden on someone's life. Don't be a weight on their shoulders. Don't be a drag on their momentum. Not when you're perfectly capable. Not when you have motive power. Not when you have a mind that works. Don't weigh other people down because you're lazy. Because there are people who are infirmed. There are people who are incapacitated. There are people who are debilitated. And you're taking their spot. You imagine someone who is incapacitated and wishes they can get out here and do some training. Can you imagine someone whose mind isn't all there any longer, but the hope that they have of somehow regaining that spark in their brain and remembering some of their life or some of the fond memories that they have, or being able to cogitate the way they used to when they were young. And there are those out there who abdicate their responsibility to think, their responsibility to deduce, to analyze, to assess, and to use their mind. Can you imagine those poor, hopeless souls that are chained, yoked, and bound to the demons that roam this ephemeral plane that we call reality, this mirage, this hallucination, and they know that they've bartered their soul for cheap thrills, cheap titillation, cheap high. And every now and then, when the high wears off, they have that shame, disgust, guilt, regret. And for a few moments before they get high or before they have another cheap thrill, they have a moment where they wish they could break out of this endless cycle of self-destruction. And so for those who aren't suffering from addiction, for those who aren't suffering pain, debilitation, being infirmed, being crippled, for those whose minds are perfectly healthy and working and sharp, for those individuals to be decadent and defiled and lazy, for them to be indulgent, for them to be sloth-like, for them to be meanderers, procrastinators, hesitators, such that they pull others down with them into their vortex of negative energy and bad spiritual energy. The psychic vampires of this world, the complainers of this world, the miserable who love company. Misery loves company. You're taking someone's spot because you are dragging other perfectly capable people down with you. The people who care about you, the people who take care of you, the people who prop you up, the people who support you when you don't need support because you're perfectly able to take care of yourself and to take care of others, but you abdicate your responsibility. And just let yourself go. You become like the child who throws a tantrum and it's just dead weight, and the parents have to pick the kid up because the kid won't get up off the floor because throwing a tantrum, you pick them up and they're just hanging dead weight. So it's like you got to pick that dead weight up and put them back in the chair because it won't calm down. So you gotta pick them up. For the perfectly capable who drag others down. That energy, that expense, that cost that you're incurring by having others look after you, others take care of you, others support you, others prop you up, others lift you up. When you can not only be taking care of yourself, but you could be doing the same for others, but who actually need it. How evil, how decadent, how depraved. My mother used to say, I think about the past, think about all now the brilliant sayings my grandmother had, my mother had, the wisdom of the ages. They only make sense now when I'm in my late 50s. She used to say, make yourself useful. How many of you out there who are my age have heard that term before? Make yourself useful. It's true. It's true. You want to be a plus in someone's life. You want to be of value in this life. You want to be counted on in this life. You want to be relied on in this life by those who truly need help. You want to love Yahuwah, the Most High, the Supreme Elohim, with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And you want to love your fellow man as you love yourself. And loving your fellow man does not mean indulging the lazy, the sloth-like, the meanderers. No! It means encouraging those that are truly broken down. It means building up those that are truly in need of a crutch, that are truly in need of a leg up, that are truly in need of a boost. I can't imagine wasting your energy by just laying around and being a blob, a jellyfish. The decadence and depravity of undue luxury, comfort, and laziness. Idle hands, the devil's playground. You want to be a force for good. You want to be a positive force in this life. You want to be able to carry out Yahuwah's will. You want to be an instrument of his will. You want to be a vessel for his message. Whoa, you psychic vampires, hypocrites and liars. Whoa, you haters and detractors, parasitic in nature. Whoa, you evildoers and corrupters who seek to tear other people to pieces such that they should die so you can live, because you gain pleasure in the suffering of others. And what is laziness? What is sloth-like behavior? What is meandering? It's almost a self-hatred. It's almost a mode of self-destruction, because you're so disgusted with your own actions that you can't even bring yourself to do something positive, to do something with motive power, to do something that takes momentum and strength and vitality and robustness and dynamism, even though you have it. It is such a sin for you to act like a cripple, that you can't do for yourself, that you can't pick up after yourself, that you can't lift others up, that you can't be a support, that you can't be a booster, that you can't be an encourager, that you can't be a motivator, that you can't be an inspirer, that you can't be a constructor, a builder. When there are others who truly can't because they're crippled, because they're suffering, because they're in pain, because they're in true woe, because they're wallowing, they're hopeless, they're suicidal, they're in despair and depression, they have illness, they have disabilities, they have true problems, and they need the energy of those who are the encouragers, the builders, and the constructors to help them. Yet you, those out there who would just take up space, and incur a cost on the doers and the providers and the supporters and the boosters, whose energy could go to someone who really needs it. But the vampires and the parasites of this world, they will eat you alive, they will suck you dry, they will drain you if you allow them. There's a lot of reasons people who shouldn't be a burden become a burden. But you have to call them to account. You have to call them to the carpet. You have to weigh them and find them wanting. And declare that you will not invest your energy on those that are perfectly capable of not just surviving, not just moving with purpose, not just actually thriving, those who are capable of thriving and instead wallowing in self-pity and self-destruction and self-hatred, such that they're dragging you down with them. No, you have to wake them up. You have to snap them out of it. You have to shake them awake. Because there are others who are truly in need, who need our help, who need our encouragement, who need our motivation, our inspiration, our strength that we can impart to them. Don't allow the psychic vampires to bleed you dry. Walk with Yahuwah, the Most High. Let him fill you with his love, his light, such that you love him with all your heart, soul, might, and strength, and love your fellow man as you love yourself, because in so doing you will see the world for what it is. You will see the haters, detractors, psychic vampires, negative influencers. You'll see the corruptors, evildoers, misleaders, and deceivers for what they are. And you'll be able to focus your energy on those who truly need it. You'll be able to impart your skills, your talents. You'll be able to impart your value to those that truly aren't in a position to do what you do, to be who you are, to walk the way you walk, to talk the way you talk, to think the way you think. And when you stop letting these parasitic demons, the miserable who love company, when you stop letting them torture you and torment you and tear you to pieces, you'll have the momentum, you'll have the energy to be a force for good in someone's life, those who truly need it. And by being filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, you'll be able to walk the path, see the world for what it is, see the illusion for what it is, see the zeros and the ones behind this mirage and this hallucination, and all those that would look to deceive you and distract you and persuade you and influence you away from your purpose. And what is your purpose? In some way, shape, or form, your ultimate purpose is to be a force for good in other people's lives. And there's lots of ways to do that. You could do that with finances. You could do that with love. You could do that with encouragement. You could do that with great ideas and novel concepts. You could do that with inventions. You could do that with a simple message of encouragement and inspiration. You could do that by teaching. There's so many ways to help others and to build them up and to strengthen them and to add value to their lives. That's your purpose. People claw, they scratch, they cannibalize, they conquer, they claim dominion so that they can get ahead, only to find themselves wanting, longing, hungering, thirsting. What's my purpose? Why am I on this earth? What does it all mean? Who am I? When you're busy doing positive things, when you're busy working to construct, to design, to build, to create value, to be a force of positivity, you don't have time to ask these questions because you're living the answer. You're living the answer. You're being a force for good. You're being a force for positive energy. You're being a force for Yahuwah's will. And in so doing, you have found your purpose. So be strong. Let your heart be righteous in Yahuwah. For we're weak, but in Yahuwah we are strong. Our will is weak, but in Yahuwah our will is strong. Our spirit is weak, but in Yahuwah our spirit is strong. And we can do all things because in Yahuwah all things are possible. So let us, the doers, the producers, the energetic, the vibrant, the robust, the dynamic, let us spread the message, shout from the rooftops, and be a helping hand to those who don't have what we have. Shine a light on the path for those who are lost, who are seeking, who are in the wilderness, who are depressed, who are sad, who feel hopeless, who are addicted. Let us be a force for them to see that if we can be safe, because all of us have been where they are now. All of us have had problematic past. All of us have been through tragedy, trials, and tribulation. All of us. And through our example, if we live as an example for our people, then those who are wanting, who are longing, who are thirsting, will see that if we can be saved, they can be saved. If we can find Yahuwah, they can find Yahuwah. If we can be redeemed by Yahusha, the Son of the Most High who saves, the Most High who redeems, the Most High who delivers, then they can be forgiven as well. So let us stand tall and strong and steadfast. Let us carry the flag and the banner for Yahuwah. Let us move and groove with the Ruach HaKodesh that fills us with the Spirit such that we wield it and obliterate all darkness in our path, because He is the light of this world that dissolves and destroys the darkness, such that the darkness cannot fathom, the darkness cannot comprehend, the darkness cannot stand, and there is only light, the light of Yahuwah that shines down on you and I and warms us and heals us, the light that bursts forth within us as the Ruach HaKodesh, bursting out in an infinite number of rays so that those who are lost can see. They can see that you're saved and the light is within you, and then they know too that they can have that light by rendering themselves on their knees, repenting, asking Yahuwah to come into their lives. And the moment they ask, they receive. The moment you knock on the door is answered. The minute you seek, you will find, and you will get the blueprint, the instructions, the revelations, the epiphanies. You will receive all you've ever asked for and more by connecting with that eternal transmission that is Yahushua HaMashiach, the Son of the Most High, the Messiah. He will deliver you into Yahuwah, and we will move ceaselessly, relentlessly, unstoppable, undeniable, unassailable, undefeatable, unconquerable, as that light not only shines down on us and heals us, not only bursts forth from us with such power and energy and glory and grace that all others who are lost can see it as well, but it will also shine upon the path that we will walk to kingdom come.